South Africa is an extremely biodiversity-rich country, sporting high levels of endemism, making South Africa a preferred destination for nature-based tourism. South Africa's biodiversity serves as an important foundation for economic growth and sustainable development. The protection and enhancement of environmental assets and natural resources are high on the South African agenda. In stark contrast, however, the triple challenge of poverty, unemployment and inequality are still prominent socio-economic challenges that are faced by the majority of South Africans. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, together with its key partners, has been leading work to harness the positive opportunities provided by biodiversity and natural ecosystems as a catalyst for sustainable development and economic growth.
I am Ayodele Odushola, the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme South Africa Country Office. The UNDP remains committed to supporting the government and people of South Africa to achieve their national and international development goals, as well as outlined in the National Development Plan and the Medium-Term Strategic Framework. In 2021, we plan to ramp up the global ambition for nature, climate, and energy with the high-level dialogues on energy, the Biodiversity Conference of Parties, and the Climate Change Conference of Parties 26.
The South African National Development Plan, Vision 2030, confirms that national economic growth is dependent on the environmental sustainability of our proposed development path. A growing economy needs secure water sources. South Africa's 22 strategic water source areas cover 10% of the country, but experience over 50% of the country's rainfall. These areas, together with the river systems that deliver water to the economic centers of the country, must be effectively managed and secured to continue and enhance water quantity and quality. Biodiversity must play a role in building South Africa's economy. Sustainable resource use through the wildlife and bioprospecting sectors are being explored through the delineation of and investment into biodiversity economic nodes.
Good day, I'm Deshni Pillay, the Chief Director of Biodiversity Information and Policy Advice at the South African National Biodiversity Institute. In partnership with the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment and provincial conservation agencies, we have developed high-quality, reliable spatial data on nature for decision makers. These maps of critical biodiversity areas and ecological infrastructure are helping stakeholders to manage land, rivers, and catchments for sustainable development.
South Africa is one of the global leaders in using spatial mapping to inform land use decision-making across sectors. The ELSA project, which has just been initiated in South Africa, presents an opportunity for the country to use their spatial datasets in order to represent the country's top spatial priority targets. Mapping synergies and conflicts across the different policy priority targets will be important points of departure from which strategic decisions and trade-offs need to be made. Using the spatial data that we are collecting for ELSA, we can further visualize priority ecological infrastructure as well as areas important for ecosystem-based adaptation and for stimulating the biodiversity economy.
Awareness, understanding, and addressing our impacts and dependencies on nature are some of the challenges experienced across all sectors of the South African society. South Africa, however, is one of the mega diverse countries in the world. We love and enjoy nature, use it and trade it, but we don't really understand nature's real value, nor how it is central to development, or that investment in biodiversity should be considered as development and growth.
Armed with our map of hope, we can now collectively make better decisions about how to protect our ecological infrastructure and sustainably manage nature for a thriving biodiversity economy, which are the backbone of the region's economic development opportunities.